What is up, you guys? Dogbone here, back again with another video, and in today's video we are going to be doing an update video on my pond. Now my pond probably looks a lot different than the last time you guys saw it. And this is pretty much just like gonna be an update on how the pond's doing and like all the stuff that we're gonna do in the future for the pond. Hopefully before this winter. And so yeah, so let's get right into it. So first of all, the pond probably looks a lot different than the last time you guys saw it. The last time you guys saw it, it was like crystal clear. But probably about 2 weeks after the pond was set up, it unfortunately turned like green. Like it was like all green. Like you couldn't even see the fish or anything. Like it was just disgusting. So I did probably about a 75% water change, and unfortunately that did not do anything. Like it didn't help at all. It was still disgusting and green. So I went online and I was like looking at stuff to buy to like help with it. And so I bought from API, I bought Algae Fix and Simply Clear. And I put them in the pond. I think it was like every other day, something like that, because it said like on the bottle how much you should put in and how often you should put it in. And unfortunately, that didn't really help either, because I put that in for like probably like over a month, maybe like a month and a half, 2 months, and that didn't really help at all. And maybe it did help in the end, because as you can see, it's like starting to clear up. Like that's the pump right there that pumps out the water, goes into the filter, which is right there, and then goes into the waterfall. So it's definitely clearing up. But then, you guys, since that didn't work, I was like doing some more research, how to make my pond clear, because this is not appealing right now. Although trust me, guys, it was like 10 times worse than this. Like it was literally like green. Like the whole thing was green. You couldn't even see the rocks that are like right here, like right at the surface. Obviously the ones poking up out of the water you could see, but like you couldn't even see like that rock right there. Like you could not see any of these rocks. So it's definitely gotten a lot better. So I was looking on Amazon and I was like, what should I do? What should I get? Because those other two hadn't helped yet. Now maybe they did end up helping in the end. Maybe they just took a long time. But I was scrolling on Amazon and I was like, what should I get for the pond, to help it clear up? And we decided on getting barley straw. So we got it on Amazon. It was like $15. There's 2 bales of them, just like this big. These help a lot. These cleared up the pond within, I think, less than a month. Not like cleared up, like completely clear, but it got it to this state right now, which is, it's not like green. I know on the camera it looks green, like I'm looking on the camera, but it's actually like brown here, like in person. It's brown, the pond is. But, yeah, this barley straw has literally cleared up the pond, and it's worked so good. And just last night I could see, because there's a plant right there, just last night that cleared up and I could see the plant, and you could even see the pump, which the pump is right there. It's like that little black thing right below the aerator. But yeah, so the pond has cleared up, and this has been like 4 days, you guys. It's cleared up so much, and I'm very happy with how this barley straw has worked out. Now, the reason why the barley straw isn't in the pond right now is because, first of all, we just had a humongous like rainstorm come through here. It wasn't like thundering or anything, but it was just like pouring down rain for like a few hours. So yeah, so that's why we had to take it out. And also because it was like sinking. Like if the barley straw starts sinking, you have to take it out for 24 hours, let it dry, and then put it back in, which we've had to do that a few times. But we'll put it back in tomorrow. But yeah, just giving you guys like a walkthrough right here. Like it's so much more clear than it used to be. And I'm really excited because obviously once it gets clear, we can start putting in fish again. Speaking of fish, we did have some losses. Most of them were while I was on vacation. I still have to upload a video about that. I might just do a YouTube short on like our vacation and stuff, because we caught some insane stuff, you guys, saltwater fishing. Caught some sharks and other cool things that I'm not going to spoil in this video, but unfortunately a lot of the fish did die. I live in Ohio, so this was a few weeks ago. This was in June when we were on vacation, and there was like a humongous tornado that came through here. Luckily, it was near my house. It's probably like 10 minutes away from my house ish. It's by like one of our airports, and I think Troy, I don't know, something like that. But anyway, big tornado came through here, and a bunch of rain and wind and stuff, and the pond actually overflowed. As you can see right now, like the water level is still really high. Actually, the water level yesterday was like down lower, but then it rained all like last night and this morning, so it's raised up since then. But yeah, so like it was like overflowing, pond was overflowing, pond was flooding, and we heard about this from the person who like watches my pets and everything, and unfortunately a few of the fish had died. So we're actually going to go over all the fish that died. We still have a few left, but a lot of them did die. So I'm just waiting for the pond right now to get clear, like completely clear. Obviously, there will probably be a little bit of a tint still, but as clear as I can get it, and then we'll start putting in more fish. But the fish that I know for a fact that died, we've got 2 plecos. They both passed away, unfortunately. We had 2 of the big goldfish that had died, the minnows, which isn't really a surprise, a few feeder goldfish. I think there's still a few minnows and feeder goldfish left, actually, but a few of them did die. We had 1 molly die, 2 tetras died. Oh, and the last 2 fish that unfortunately passed away were the 2 koi fish. Now, like I said, most of these fish died while I was on vacation, and I just came home, and the pet sitter told me that they had passed away, and and I wasn't like, I was sad, but like I wasn't surprised, because a humongous storm came through, and I'm just thankful that like none of these rocks fell in or anything or hurt any of the fish that are still alive. We still have a lot of fish that are alive, but those ones that passed away, it's just really unfortunate, you guys. Like, I don't know, because I was so excited, but especially the koi, because like the koi, they'd like swim around and the goldfish, the big goldfish, they'd all like swim around, and then when I'd feed them, they'd come up and like open up their mouths and eat all of the food and stuff, and it was just really cool to see. But we still do have some of the fish in here, and I'll probably at some point get out the fish and show you guys them. I don't really know though, because we were thinking about like emptying the pond when it was still green, but now that it's not green and now that it's like clearing up, we might just not empty out the pond. But yeah, and before you guys go in the comments and say like, oh, you're a horrible fish keeper, oh, these fish died because you didn't do this right, like I said, we tried everything for this pond. We got Simply Clear, we got Algae Fix, we got plants. Like there's a plant down there, and then there's another plant like over there to help with algae. We're looking into buying some lily pads. Like, we just can't find lily pads anywhere near us because we don't live in like Florida or places where you can come by them easily. We live in Ohio, so it's kind of harder to come by them. So we're trying everything we can. We bought the barley straw. We even bought a better pump. That pump, I'm pretty sure, is like 900 to 1,000 gallons per hour. So we bought like 500 plus gallons per hour better. You know, we've done a lot for this pond, and we've put a lot of money into this pond to make it better, you guys. And this isn't my first time doing something like this. I've been fish keeping since I was probably like 9, so like 4 years, something like that. So, I've been fish keeping for a long time, and I know, fish symptoms and all that stuff. Like if they're gasping at the air. Like, for instance, one day we had one of our big goldfish that was, like, gasping at the air. And I was like, oh, we need to do something about that, because when they gasp at the air, that means there's not, like, enough oxygen, that's pretty much what he was signaling. So then we got in this aerator. We put in an aerator, and now there's a bunch more flow and a bunch more oxygen. All those bubbles are oxygen, So we made it a lot better. And I've been fish keeping for a long time. I've never had a pond before, so, bear with me on that. But I've been fish keeping for a long time. As you guys know, my 36-gallon fish tank that I had leaked. So we had to put all those fish into the pond. Otherwise, they'd still be in my 36-gallon. But I don't feel like moving them to a 10-gallon because that's the only other tank I have. And I don't want to cram them all in there. So I moved them into here. But yeah, we've tried everything we can, you guys. And, before you guys go in the comments saying nasty stuff, that's just not like, fish are going to pass away. And, I was really upset. I was really sad about it. But, that's just the reality. And, there's nothing I could do about that, especially when I'm on vacation. Like, I was 16, 17 hours away. So I can't do anything about, the fish passing away, unfortunately. I'm sorry this had to be kind of like a sadder video, But good news is on the way, you guys. The pond is finally starting to clear up. And I'm really excited because, so this next week, I'll be in church camp from Monday to Saturday. So I don't know if there will be a video on Sunday, next Sunday. I'll try to make a video, but I don't know. But you guys, once this pond gets cleared up, we're going to let it sit for probably like a week to a week and a half. And then we're going to be putting some banger fish in here. Like, I already have so many ideas of fish that we can put in here. Once we get this algae controlled, we're not going to put like 10 fish in at a time. Obviously, we're going to slowly introduce some fish in here. But I'm really excited for it to clear up, and unfortunately, we did have a lot of fish pass away. Probably more than half the fish that were in here, but, I don't know. I mean, that's going to happen, I'm really sad about that, but we got to look on the bright side of things, even some of the fish people I watch, they've had ick in their ponds. They've had a bunch of stuff that's a lot worse than this algae outbreak in here. So I'm just really thankful that, this pond isn't worse than it is right now, So, I know this video was long overdue. I just, I didn't want to film when it was like yucky green. So, I waited for it to clear up. But, yeah. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And, I definitely will keep you guys updated on this pond and how it's doing. So far, we haven't had any fish die in a few weeks. So that's good news, we've done everything we can for this pond. We've treated it the most we can, and so it's finally starting to kick in and get better. So, yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.